Hello, welcome back. Today we've got some interesting things in the news, starting with India's parliament approves bill to reserve a third of seats for women. India's parliament has approved a bill to reserve a third of its seats in the lower house and state assemblies for women to boost female participation in politics. Women currently comprise nearly half of India's registered voters, but only 15% of lawmakers in parliament and 10% in state assemblies. The bill, introduced by Prime Minister Narendra Modi's government, secured the support of all opposition party leaders and more than 450 MPs from across party lines. The bill now requires the approval of lawmakers in the upper house and a majority of state assemblies. The 33% reservation for women will not apply to the upper house of parliament and state legislatures. If you want to know how a country starts its decline, this is usually the first step. When you start prioritizing feelings and emotions above actual hard work and dedication. All you're doing is you're screwing up the natural selection process of the best candidate for the best job. This is how most countries, economies, businesses, and institutions end up failing in the long run, because they're prioritizing how people feel over good work and hard work. When you start to prioritize how people feel, the end results is pretty much inevitable. Oh well, good luck to India, I guess. Moving on, South Africa faces chicken meat shortage as power crisis, bird flu hits producers. South Africa is facing a chicken meat shortage due to a bird flu outbreak and electricity cuts that are affecting the poultry industry. Asha Foods, the country's largest producer, has reported a headline loss between 18.02 Rand and 18.08 Rand per share in the year to September 30th, compared to a profit of 27.62 Rand last year. This is mainly due to persistent power cuts and a recent bird flu outbreak. The bird flu outbreak has already caused short supplies of table eggs in the market, and it is expected that the supply of poultry meat in the value chain could be affected negatively in the coming months. Astral said it is spending 45 million Rand every month to run diesel generators. This is an unfortunate event because we are already having a food inflation crisis, and this is just going to add more to the woes of the world when it comes to the need for food. Let's hope we can contain this bird flu outbreak and nip this problem in its bud. Now moving on, Game of Thrones authors sues OpenAI. Author George R.R. Martin and John Grisham are suing OpenAI over claims that their copyright was infringed to train the system. The lawsuit claims that the authors' books were used without their permission to make ChatGPT smarter. Other prominent authors named in the complaint include Jonathan Franzen, Jodi Picoult, and George Saunders. The case has been brought to the federal court in Manhattan, New York by the Authors Guild, a trade group in the US working on behalf of the named authors. The case argues that the LLM was fed data from copyrighted books without the permission of the authors, in part because it was able to provide accurate summaries of them. The lawsuit also pointed to a broader concern in the media industry, that this kind of technology is displacing human-authored content. Interestingly funny to watch how most people think that they are not going to be affected by a particular technology until they are, and then they start crying and screaming at the top of their lungs, like little children don't know what to do with their lives. Oh well, AI is definitely going to take over most of these authors and most of these people's jobs. If you want to be an author, then you've got to be original, or an AI would probably be able to pull off the same job. Moving on, Turkey's central bank hikes interest rates to 30%. Turkey's central bank has raised its key interest rates to 30% from 25% in an effort to combat double-digit inflation. The move follows a series of rate hikes that have been painful for Turks as the country aims to turn around several years of skyrocketing inflation and a dramatically weakened currency. The lira is down 30% against the dollar year to date and has lost 78% of its value against the dollar in the last 5 years. The central bank's decision has been positively received by economic analysts, who see it as a continuation of the bank's path towards tackling inflation, but warn that more tightening still needs to be delivered. The main problem with most currencies on earth right now is confidence, and most of the people on earth do not have confidence in their governments or the banks to maintain the value of their currency. Oh well, welcome to the 21st century. The last article of the day. The NFT bubble has officially burst. A recent study conducted by Dap Gamble, a Web3 review website using data from crypto tracking sites like CoinMarketCap and NFT Scan, found that over 95% of NFT collections have zero value. Out of the total of 73,257 NFT collections examined in the study, 69,795 of them held a market capitalization of precisely zero. The study indicates that the millions of people are currently holding NFTs that have no tangible value. The NFT market saw explosive growth in 2021 and 2022, peaking at 2.8 billion in monthly trading volume. However, the market has since cooled off significantly, with an overwhelming 80% of all NFT collections remains unsold. Among the top 8,850 collections by market cap, 18% are worthless and 41% are priced at a modest $5 to $10. The technology does make sense, but obviously not how it was used in this NFT hype. Let's see how this plays out, but there is a future for NFTs, but it will not be the way we have perceived it in the past. Thank you for staying to the end of the video. Please like, share and subscribe. I'll see you again tomorrow. Take care.